Okay. So in today's class, we'll be looking into this Jenkins section. Okay. So in this class, couple of agendas we have declared that these things should be clear at the end of class. Like what is the Jenkins, which is the basic thing as a CI/CD pipeline tool. Then after we'll be looking into the what are the types through which we can create a pipeline. There are two types basically, declarative and scripted. And then we'll look into the build triggers. Okay. The most important one is the webhook one and schedule build. Okay, these two are most commonly used. Now, what are these two? We will look in the couple more in just couple of minutes. Okay. So let me show you the flow, how the flow works actually. Here we have a version control system, which basically stores the files or the source code. So whenever our developers pushes any changes, it first go to our source code. This is what we did in our last class. We include all the Git and GitHub tasks. All goes up to here. But then after it goes to our Jenkins server. Okay. Now, what is the task of Jenkins server? The main task of Jenkins server is to build. What it builds? The source code. Okay, so it does the following task. It compiles it, code review, unit testing, integration testing, and creating the packages. Now, these 5 tasks, it depends on you how you defined your build task. Okay. If you do not define all these tasks, it won't do anything. It will just build depending upon what type of the build procedure you have defined. For example, let me just show you. Right. So we'll go to the pipelines. So if you see, if I open any of the pipeline, I'll go to the edit. So see, these are the steps we defined for every pipeline. Okay. In these all steps, your all the tasks, integration, unit testing, uh, then creating the EXEs, okay, code review, everything you will have to define over here. Okay. And once this been done, then you will be seeing in the output. If I open any of this one. So see, this is the output you will see like this. So each step when it get clear, it will be marked as a check, green tick, green tick, green tick. Okay, that's how it works. Fine. Any confusion in continuous integration?
No, Akash.
Okay. Then comes our continuous delivery. So once your continuous integration done, all the EXEs that you have generated, you put it on somewhere, you deploy on a build server, okay, test server, build server, from where QA will pick out those EXEs and do the testing. Okay, so the deploying task on the test server, not on the production server, on the test server for UAT testing, user acceptance test, which is done by QA. So QA will pick up all those EXEs from that server and then test it. Once QA is satisfied with the test, after that comes your continuous deployment. Okay, but this is not recommended. Okay, nobody recommends continuous deployment. You don't want your deployment to happen continuously, automatically on your production server. Okay, because any error would be, if pass and goes, it will be continuously deployed. So that's why what generally people do, continuous deployment is not practiced in any organization. They only practice till continuous deployment. Once the continuous deployment is done, QA will do the testing. If it is done, then after 1 week or alternative days, we check and we upload all the EXs on the production. After this is the manual task generally, and people do not want it. to make it a continuous or automated task, because this is something will be seen in the production. So reviewer has to be very much keen to look into this, what is going in the production server. Okay. And that's why AI is not going to take the jobs of generally DevOps engineer, because these things, automation tasks, you can do it, but how to do it, that's human can define. Okay. All the things, the procedure that I showed you. Okay. Each procedure can be designed through AI, but where to put it, that is totally in the hand of DevOps engineer. So this manual part, it's also undertaken by the DevOps engineer. Understood what is the difference between CI, CD, and continuous delivery deployment?
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. Great. So in today's class, we'll be looking into our continuous integration. Okay. We will be putting some code. We'll try to push those code onto our server, version control server, GitHub, and the Jenkins will pick up that whatever the push happened, pick up and start the build. Okay. This is the main purpose of our today's class. Moreover, we'll look more into that one, but let's do it up till here. So let's go and install Jenkins first on our server. That's the main task. One I'm having, but it is being terminated. So let's create another one. Okay. You guys worked on this EC2 instance, AWS EC2 instance?
Yes, Akash. I worked
Okay.
on easy.
So it's pretty easy, though it contains a lot of detail inside it, but we'll not go into that one. We'll just look from the top. So the name and tag you have to give. Then after, select what the server you want to put. I'm going to put the Ubuntu server. Okay. AMI, basically it is by default. Okay. If you choose by yourself, it will cost you. Okay. You can choose the architecture 84, 86, x86 or ARM. Either of them. Then choose the instance type. I'll choose the TT micro. Okay. Then key pair, you need to create a key pair. It's not mandatory if you're connecting through this AWS server, but if you're connecting through your own local SSH, then you need to create. Okay. So for now, let's create it. Let's see, it doesn't. Okay. It is a file which contains certain credentials inside it, and the file name is .pem file. Okay. If you're connecting through SSH, but if you're using PuTTY, I showed you in the last class, right? PuTTY. So if you're connecting through PuTTY, then you can use PPK file. Okay. So once you click on this one, this get downloaded on your system. Then after networking, this is a complex one. When we will be doing our cloud class, then I'll explain you more about in this one. But for now, networking basically include the VPC, which defines an area under which your subnet will be there. Okay. Subnet is a small part of VPC. Then auto assign public IP enable. Always remember it should be enabled. Okay. Then security group. Okay. So it is kind of a firewall for your server. So whatever things you want to include in your server, or you want the things to go outside of your server, it's depend upon the security group. So the kind of range you will provide it, based on that range, it will decide whether to access that website or not. We will look into this one as well. So you can see allow SSH traffic means SSH. When we connecting through our system, local system to AWS, we have to connect through SSH. Okay. This is for HTTP server and this for HTTP server. For now, we are not using this one. Okay. And rest of the things will remain same. Okay. Click on connect instance. So there are two ways to connect. First, EC2 instance connect or SSH client. Okay. SSH client, you basically what you can do, you can just go to your folder where you have downloaded your pem file. Okay. Just open CMD from here. Copy this SSH key. Paste it over here and click the enter. And you will be connected with that one. But I'm having some issue with this download. So right now I'll just connect through here, through EC2 instance. Okay. This is the public IP address that is being assigned. Let's just connect from here. So now we are connected with our Ubuntu machine. Okay. Let's update sudo apt update. So basically it will update regarding the current whatever changes you have done so far. So it will update it on your machine. That's the first thing. Second, till then it is updating. We'll go to our Jenkins website. Go to download. And see, you will get all the download options. We can download through Docker Kubernetes. Okay, we will do this one in our later class. For now, we are doing on a Ubuntu machine. So I'll choose this one. So it will give you a certain script to run this one and install Jenkins on your local. But the thing is, there are some prerequisite before installing this one. And what are those prerequisite? Here it is. So you should have this much GB of RAM, 1 GB hard drive space free, 4 GB of RAM recommended. This is the recommended one configuration you should have. Plus, you should have Java in your system because Jenkins is a Java application server. Okay, so you need to have a Java in your server, then only you will be able to run it. That's the main thing. So we need to install Java because it does not come by installed. So for that, I've created a separate one. Sudo apt openjdk 17. But the current one is 21, so you can go with 21 as well. I'm just going with 21. Any questions so far regarding EC2 instance, regarding AWS, or regarding Jenkins, or whatever the basic we have looked so far? Continuous CI/CD and continuous deployment.
No.
So these are the basic settings that in any organization, if you go, you will find it over there generally. But if it is a startup or if you are doing some testing on their machines, you need to do all this setup by yourself. Okay, let's just quickly check whether it is being installed or not. So we can see Java hyphen version. So OpenJDK is installed. And to check our Jenkins is installed or not, what we will be doing, we'll taking the public IP address, copy this public IP address and paste it over here. By default, always remember your Jenkins run on the port 8080. Okay. So when you press enter, it won't run. Any question, any doubt why it is not running? Okay, you must be having doubt why it is not running. The issue is when you configure Jenkins, okay, there is a term known as the security one. We initially allowed only SSH connection. Okay, so right now it will only allow SSH connection. But if you see, we are running Jenkins. If I just copy this in whole and paste it somewhere. Let's paste it over here. You see, it is HTTP, right? It's not HTTPS or SSH. Nothing you will get, of course. Why? The reason is in our security group, we have not mentioned that we are going to work with HTTP. So we need to tell this one that we are going to use HTTP. Apart from HTTP, we may use other transfer protocol as well. So for now, I'm doing all traffic. I'll do anywhere IP address. So it is accepting all type of inbound rules. So anything from outside can access our server. I'll save this rule. I'll just go here and refresh it. So what's the issue? We got the inbound SSH. Okay. Like this. Okay, the issue is we have not installed Jenkins so far. We have only installed this Java, right? So to install Jenkins, we need to copy this one. LTS version, we'll go here, paste it over here, and press enter. So these are the silly things that I may miss during teaching. So please remind me, okay? Right now, we don't have any application, so it is not able to reach this side. Taking a little bit more time. Any question, any type of questions you have, we can share right now. Hello, Vishnu, Supriyash.
No, Akash, no questions.
No, Akash. Yeah, till it is happening, let's understand this one. So whenever you create instance, you always get a security group. Okay, let me discuss more about this one. I'll discuss on during VPC. So what happens generally this in this security group, you have to tell them what kind of IP addresses I'm allowing. Okay, so I'll just specific to this one. Launch wizard 2. So what is security group? Launch wizard 2. This. Okay. So you can choose inbound rule and outbound rule. Inbound rule basically says whatever things or whatever type of IP address from outside can come to your server. Attacking, generally the hacker attack happens when you allow all the traffics. If I do all traffics now, you all can do, you can push anything on my server. So it is not generally recommended. Okay. And this 4-digit is known as your IP address, and /0 is a CIDR range. More about this one, I'll discuss on the later classes, but this is a kind of a unique address specifically designed for your server. Okay, each server has their unique one. Okay, now we got our Jenkins. Let's do it. So now we are able to get our Jenkins dashboard. Okay, but right now it requires admin password, and that password you will get in this location. Okay, so let's go inside this location, var lib Jenkins secrets. So right now, if you do pwd, present working directory is a home and Ubuntu. Okay, you need to come out to home and Ubuntu directory. So you do cd dot then cd dot. Okay, if I do ls, I'll find all this. I want only var. So here it is var. So I'll do cd var. Then I'll do ls. Then we have to go inside lib, right? Lib one cd. Then again ls. So what is the next? I can directly, or you can do copy this one directly. Okay, a shortcut one. I'm doing this much. Do sudo cat, right click, paste the path. Students. So you get this credential, okay, a secret key. Copy this key, paste it over here, and continue. Incorrect. How come? Then we copy. Install the suggested plugin. So these plugins are basically adapted with all different types of tools available in the market, like the Git, folder, Gradle, okay, mailer, mail extension. Okay, if you want to automate the mail, GitHub branches, pipeline, Groovy scripts, all the basic things that you require, it will do it. If you go with the customized one, you may miss some of them. So we got everything installed. It's asking for username, admin, password, admin, confirm password, admin, full name, admin, admin, right? So this is for the next time when you come, they will ask you for this credential to enter. That's fine. That's it. This is the URL that we are hitting right now. Okay. And remember, this URL is going to be inside Jenkins as well. So this will create a problem. What problem it will create, I'll discuss. So this is how the page UI looks like. You guys must be aware of it. Okay. When I go and click into this new item, I have multiple options to create pipeline, different types of, but the most famous is freestyle and the pipeline. These two are the most famous.
In our company, we use freestyle, but in some other company, which are dependent upon some kind of a script, they use this pipeline. So we'll look both. Okay, let's do job one. Okay, and I'll select the freestyle project for now. Click on OK. So this is how it's look. Discard old builds. If there are old builds, you can discard it. Connect with your GitHub project. If your project is parameterized, you can give all the basic parameter at the initially and run your project. Okay. Throttle build and execute concurrent builds. You can look through this one. Okay. Enforce a minimum time between the build base. So basically, you have 3-4 builds together, and if you want to have minimum time between each build, that after this build, the second build happen, you can use the throttle build. Okay. Then source code management. If you are connected with Git, okay, then you will choose this Git. Otherwise, go with none. Trigger. What are the different types of trigger? We will look into this two trigger: build periodically and GitHub trigger. Okay, how we will be doing through GitHub. Some environment. These are specific to the organization. Otherwise, no need to. For personal project, we no need to configure this much. Okay. Then build step, the important one. There are a lot of kind of build steps. Okay, you can execute the Windows batch or execute the shell command. For now, I'm just using the shell command. Just fit a simple one. Echo. Hello, everyone. Just a simple one. Okay. And nothing, no build periodically, no git hook right now. Nothing. Description. This is our first project. That's it. And then click on save, apply. And when you click on this build now button, it will build your project. Okay, our project got built. And it looks like what? This one. Always remember to get your console output. You click on this small circle, okay? Then only you will get the console output. And this is, if you click anywhere else, you won't see this one. So our hello everyone got printed. That's fine. This is how the traditional freestyle project looks like. Let's build the other one, the groovy one. Okay. Job to the pipeline. And I'll click on OK. So again, the same look like, but here you will get a space for writing your script. Okay. Description. This. The rest of the things will remain same. You will even get the sample template. I'll just pick out for the hello. Okay. So how it looks like, remember, you will get a pipeline. Okay. So you need to mention that this is the pipeline. Agent. Agent is basically what happens. Your Jenkins, right now, if I'll do any task, it will happen on our same agent, this agent. But in general, what happens, you should have one master agent and few worker agents. So all the tasks which will execute here should get executed on your worker agent, not on your master. Okay. Then stages, what are the stages you want to do? So there's a one stage which say hello. This one it looks like. Okay. Let's create another stage. Another stage says building directory. Okay. Then steps. What is step? Let's create a folder. Okay. And then mkdir. sh is the command mkdir. And what type of, let's make it a, let's create a DevOps folder. Okay. mkdir DevOps. Where this folder will get created, we'll see. I'll save it and build now. Let's go here and see, this is the structure. It is started like this. The very first one, it can run on the Jenkins, this one. Okay. Hello world, the very first one. And the second step is the creating a directory of mkdir through mkdir. Let's see where this directory got created. We'll go here. We are inside the city. Then let's. So inside this one, you are getting any folder like Jenkins. Jenkins.
Yes, sir. Last time, sir.
Okay. If you can't find, then do cd, j, and tab. Then do ls. Okay. So inside Jenkins, you will find a workspace. Okay. Do cd and w, workspace, go inside. Do ls. So see, two jobs got created, and this two job.temp, which is the current one. Okay. Job 2 is our scripted one, right? Job 1 was our freestyle project. And we created our directory inside this job 2. So let's check whether the directory is created or not. Job 2. I'll do ls and see the DevOps directory has been created over here. This is the first task. This is the in general, the smaller version of the bigger task that we looked into. The Jenkins, what Jenkins does. So Groovy, it's not tricky. Okay. If I go back to again job 2, I'll go to configure. And if you see the template, it's pretty easy. You can have multiple thousands of stages. Okay. Inside this stage, you just need to name the stage and what are your steps, what your stage is going to perform. Right now, it's just creating directory, but in organization, you'll be doing a lot of things: copy pasting, moving one file from another file, and then running the batch files. All these tasks you have to implement over here. Okay, and you just need a small description what task you are going to execute. Understood freestyle project and pipeline project. Okay. The third way, there is another way, the third way that generally nowadays people are adapting using YAML pipeline, which you can't do here. For the YAML, we use the Azure DevOps. Okay. So you can see it is connected with a YAML file. Okay. We'll do this one too. Okay. Just a small one. We'll do it to see. This is again the same trigger. What do you want to trigger? Right now, I don't want to trigger anything. Make it none. Then resources. What are the resources you are including? Repository. What repository you are going to build? Okay. In pool, we give the name of where you want to run this whole pipeline. Means the output of this one, where will it go? So we configure this pool. These are known as agents. Okay. So we set up the agents generally. Agent setup is bit tricky. Okay. It will take a full class or half an hour at least. So right now I'm not doing that one. Okay. But in the end, if we get any chance, I'll definitely show you how it got built. For now, I can show you from here. If you go to Jenkins, click on this manage Jenkins. So it is saying the building on the built-in nodes can be a security issue. Why? Because we are building on the same server. And you should not do that one because this is your master server. Okay. So you should build some node server as well. Okay. So they are asking you to set up an agent. So you need to have another EC2 machine, another 2 or 3 EC2 machine from which you will create this connection. Okay. For now, I'm leaving this one. Okay. But in the end, if you'll get time, we'll definitely look into this one. Okay. These are the two basic things we have looked. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create a hook so that whenever any submission go into our GitHub, okay, that build will run automatically. The build which we have here, suppose the job one, this job one, right now only one job has been done. So this job should run automatically the moment any PR get pushed in our GitHub. That's the main task. That's a practical one. Let's look into that one. First, we go and configure. Okay. So we are going to connect with our GitHub project. So yes, and they are asking your project URL. So let's go here. Let's go to our GitHub. Okay. I'll pick any project. Or testing. Let's pick AI agent. Again, it's just a repository. What is inside this one? This project. Nothing much, a simple Python application is here for the testing purpose. We can take this one too, but let's take it. Let's take this one first. Okay. We have multiple, lot of things over here. So what are we going to do? Our main task is to connect a webhook so that when we try to connect, when we push anything on this repository, it should trigger a build over here. So what is our project URL? We can get through here. We'll copy from here and we'll paste it here. Okay. Now go. Display name, we need not to display any name. Okay. It's not parameterized. It's a Git project. So click on Git. Repository URL, give the URL. Okay. Then, hello. All of you are there?
Yes, Akash, we are there.
Okay, okay. So we put our Git repository over here. Now you need to configure your credentials. How will you add your credentials? Okay. Click on this add. Click on this Jenkins. Go below. Okay. Make it. So they are asking a username, which will be the username of your Git, the account one. So this will be your username. Okay. I'll just copy this one and put it in my resume. Okay. Then they are asking a password. Password basically a secret key, which you will give a kind of a authentication that you can access my repository. How will you get the password or in our language, it is known as token. Just go to the setting. Okay. Go down. You'll find a developer option. Then create personal access token, PAT. Okay. Create a token. A token is already there. I'll delete this one. Okay. Generate a new token, a classic one. They will ask you password again. Give your password. Okay. So this is for Jenkins connection. Okay. And this token, you can decide in how many days you can expire this one. So this will be expired in 7 days. These are some of the things that you get. So if you want these things comes accessible through your token, you can click. Basically, these are the fields that you want the other people can access through your token. So right now I'm just giving everything. That doesn't matter. Copilot if you want, and just project. Create my project, admin, this, and generate token. So this is one-time token. Once you copy this one, once this window will go, you won't find this token back again. So save it somewhere when you get it. I'll just come here and paste it over here. For now, I'll just save it somewhere. Then after ID, any name you can give, description.
any description you can give. Web connection, GitHub, and now go on run, and you add it over here. Okay. Now they will be asking the specific branch. What is the branch, main branch you are having? So when we go to our web project, so we are working on main branch. So it should not be master, rather it should be main. Okay. Then repository browser need not to configure all these things. Come down. It is a Git hook trigger. Yeah, this is a GitHub webhook trigger. Okay. And what do you want? It doesn't matter what your script is here. This script will be run along with whatever the push you did. Okay, so for now, I'll just keep it as it is. Okay. And then save it. If I build something right now, okay. So what is the main task right now it will do? It will check out your GitHub repository. Okay. Right now, its main task to check out your GitHub repository. So using the GitHub credential, cloning the GitHub repository. Cloning means checking out. Okay, it get cloned, and the clone one you can find in your this place. Okay, the place just we have seen here. Okay, in job one we can find. Let's see. CD, CD. Job. Into see all the repository file, blog, HTML, category, core, CSS, index.html. Everything which is present here about blog category, we will get on our server. Okay, that's the first thing that it does. Okay, we did first checking the connection, whether everything happened correctly or not. But so far we have not did the connection of webhook. Okay, so to do the webhook connection, we'll come to the setting part. Okay, you come to this option, webhook option, click on this one. Okay. Right now I'll just delete this one, whatever I'm having. I'll add a new webhook. Okay, it is asking for your payload URL. Okay, so payload URL is basically the URL of your Jenkins. Okay. So HTTP :/. You need to give the public IP address. Copy this one. Paste it. : where we are accessing 8080 port number. Okay. Then / GitHub webhook. And then /. So this will be your payload URL. Okay. And content type, basically these types are always in JSON. Okay. Then SSL verification. So far, we don't have any SSL certificate, that is HTTPS certificate. So we'll make it disabled. Okay. Just push the event or send everything. Which event would you like to trigger with this? So any push event, anything which is being pushed from this repository, okay, will create a trigger. So right now, let it be right. Just add this to this one. I'm not going to save it. Okay. Then if it does this tick mark, it means the connection happened correctly. Okay. Now to check the real connection, we'll come here. So far we run 2 jobs. Okay. The third job both the job we run manually from here, build now. Now I'm going to do some submission over here. Let's take this about.html. Let's do some changes. Edit. I'm going to add some comment. Webhook connection. Commit these changes. Update this one. The moment I updated it, I'll come here. See the third job automatically done. I did not do anything. Okay. And it will perform all the push tasks, your build, everything will happen. Okay. So whatever the build step you define, all the build step you can come here and see. So this one, checkout one. Okay. So the moment your PR pushed, the build will run automatically. Any confusion till here? This is the most important part of this class.
Akash, this is only done whenever the code is pushed to the main branch. Is it
No.
branch wise?
Even if you push for PR, okay, you create your separate branch and you push in this repository, it will trigger. But right now we configured only for main branch. Okay. So anything trigger on the main branch, it will trigger. But we can go. Yeah. We have some settings. Okay. So that setting basically on your GitHub, you have to do on your main branch. Okay. Yeah. So basically any submission should not happen over here. So we need to go to branches. I need to check here. Branch, triple dot, view rules. There is no rule associated with this one. So basically we need to associate rules with the branches. Okay. Right now there is no rule. I'll show you here. Okay. Branches. Basically choose the main branch. Or any branch. Suppose whatever the branch you are having, just click here, go to the policies. I need to look this option in GitHub. Where is this policy actually is? So with this policy, like require minimum number of reviewers, check for the link. Okay. Build validation. So build validation, if you click over here, where is this option? Limit merge, require. Generally, you need to create that policy over here, which will basically says that build before, unless and until it is not succeeded, it will not merge. So once it will get succeed over here, then only it will allow you to merge on this main branch and the main build will again run. And we can configure through here as well. Just configure. So far we did for the main branch. You just go and add another branch here. Here it is. Okay. So if any incoming branch is coming, you can add it over here as well. But one issue still remains. Okay. You have to have a single branch, which basically says that whatever the new PR is coming, any specific branch related to that name. Okay. What happens basically in our organization, mostly in all the organization, you have to say the developer that you are allowed to create the branch using the term dev, and then give your name or anything. But that has to start with dev. This rule basically, and this rule we apply on this branch. So if anything dev underscore star, so whatever the branch name coming along with dev and whatever the name it is having, it should consider that one. Okay. Star slash. So this is a pattern, basically branching pattern. This is also every organization have. Any name you cannot give to your branch. There has to be a particular sequence of name. So if this one get matched with the branch that you push, then the trigger will happen either for the main branch or for this branch, whatever the branch you added. Got it?
Okay, sure.
And the previous one that I was saying, this one is basically for merging whatever the PR is coming. You build these rules so that none of the PR or the branch get merged with your main branch. So these two things you need to see. Okay. Shreya and Vishnu, any confusion so far?
No, sure.
So right now we trigger through our GitHub, GitHub webhook. There is another way to trigger. This we have looked build trigger webhook polling. This is known as Git SCM polling. Basically, we did the push event. One time polling is there. Code is committed. Push happens, and the Jenkins start your one time SCM polling. The another one is the periodically, that if you want in every day your build should run. This is generally happen for the release build, that after 24 hours I want my build to run, or after 3 days I want my build to run. So for that you need to create a cron job for that one, and how it looks like. So in that case, you have 5 stars. Okay, initially you'll be given a 5-star. First star will be for 0 to 50 minute. Another one is for 0 to 23. Basically, it says hour. Third one is for day of month. Fourth one is for month, and for the week. So if I want my trigger to happen 11:45 p.m. every Saturday. Okay. So 45 for the minute. 11 will be termed as 23, right? Day of month will be star, means on this day, whatever the day we decide. Star means every month. Okay. On which day? On the 6th day. So 6th day of every month, okay, at 11:24, your build will be triggered. Understood this one?
Yes, Santosh.
Okay. Let's do it a practical of this one. Okay. Let's see what. This parameterize. We want to trigger this through our build periodically. Okay. So if I want to run this build, what is my current time? So so dollar date is it working? It's a variable.
There was time and date. Time, date, CTL. That's the CTL. So the timing right now, the local time is 18:35:34. So let's run this on 18:37. Okay, 18:37. And for every day, 18:37. So start. 18:37, which means 37 is my minute. So I'll write 37 here. And 18 is my hour. Right. So every day of every month at this time, run it. Okay. So now you can see would have run at Tuesday, September 2, 6:37 p.m. Okay, of this CUT timing zone. The time zone is CUT. Okay, and let's save it. So we'll wait for 36 and 37 will happen in just a couple of seconds. See, automatically the fourth one ran. Understood? How cron job you will trigger. That is. Any confusion?
No.
So what are the things we have seen? Most importantly, the webhook, the trigger part, two types of trigger, two types of building the project. Okay. And what else? The question that you said was a good question. Okay. So how do we maintain the PR branch? How do we build using the PR branch? So if possible, I'll try to show you in the next class. Okay. How PR build is happen. So far, we in general cases, we have a lot of branches. We cannot name all the branches here on the configuration system. So we need to have a pattern, which we maintain in our system as well. So a pattern branch, so that such type of pattern, whenever comes, it will trigger the build. Okay. Any further questions from Shreya and Vishnu? And Supriya?
No.
The last one is, if I have to run in every 5 minutes, then for that case, we do it like this. */5 for every 5 minutes, okay, of every time, every day. In every 5 minutes, it will run it. Okay. This is what we generally don't want. But if you want to write it, this is the other format. The only two format is this two. That's all for today's class. I hope you guys learned something new today. Any questions? And just start.